What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Cisco and Mike podcast. And I don't know, dog, but I feel better than Steph Curry. I have a higher shooting percentage, dog.
What?
At shooting.
Basketball?
Just in general, dog. We're 3 for 3, fool. That's because we got Melvin Diaz from the Isismo pod here today, dog.
There we go.
Welcome,
So much
welcome. For having me.
Yeah.
He's officially the third member we've had on.
Third, yeah.
And damn, I think it's gonna be time to get them all in here too.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah.
Man, we got Melvin. You know, we've been talking a lot off screen. You recently moved to Burbank. You told us you're not originally from there. Where were you originally from?
I was born in South Central Los Angeles, then moved to Northeast LA, and then now I'm in Burbank, the first nice white neighborhood I've ever lived in my life. It's really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes me want to work even harder to stay there because, bro, being neighbors with white people, it's so underrated. People don't realize it's so safe. They give you candy on holidays. Did you know that?
What do you mean?
They knock on your door. Yeah, they knock on your door like, hey, Happy New Year's. And they give you chocolates, cookies, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I thought that was just like in Disney movies. That's an actual thing. They came for Valentine's Day. They knocked on my door, and they're like, Happy Valentine's Day. Here's some cookies that we baked. And I was like, bro, I will fuck you guys right now.
Damn.
For these cookies, man. I'm telling you, it's really cool.
So so people like walking around with little dogs and shit. Probably like little small dogs.
Yes. Yeah. They wake up at 6 a.m. to go jogging. You know what I mean? They jog at night. It's like the safest thing. I've never experienced anything like it.
That's crazy.
I feel you. I got a little bit of that in my San Dimas. But what's wrong with South Central, bro? I mean, fuck, you can't go to Burbank and get some tacos in the corner like in South Central.
That's true. And everything closes up at 9 p.m. in Burbank. But listen, dude, I'm safe.
What part of South Central were you from?
I was born off of Martin Luther King, right off of Martin Luther King by Lemire Park.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason why I moved is I had a gun pointed straight at my fucking face this last April with my family behind me. And it was, I probably shouldn't talk about this, but yeah, he pointed a gun right at my fucking face and I had my family behind me. And I was just like, it's okay, bro, relax. I'm like trying to like settle it down and I'm like smiling. And then he's like talking all this shit and he's just like, yeah, motherfucker. And then as soon as I turn around and I'm like going up the stairs, I'm like waving to my family, like, go up, guys, come on, go up. He starts shooting in the air, just like 5 times, like, bah, bah, bah. And I thought he shot me. I was like, holy shit, he just shot me. And he's shooting in the air, and in that moment, a fucking cop car is down the street. Fucking burns rubber, pulls up right in front of us. 2 cops get out. They start shooting at the cops.
What the fuck?
And the cops start shooting back. So there's a fucking shootout right behind me. And we get back inside, and then that's when I told my family, I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, because before then, it was getting gentrified and it was nice and everything. It's where we spent most of the majority of our life. But after that, I was just like, no, we got to get the fuck out of here. So we searched for about 2 months. We found a nice little spot in Burbank, and it's been a dream ever since.
Nice.
I'm like, why didn't we do this fucking earlier, bro? This is how people live, like stress-free.
Yeah.
It's insane, man.
It's crazy because we don't realize how accustomed we are to a lifestyle. You know, growing up in South Central or growing up in certain environments. Like, we don't think about it. And once you get out of there, it's like mind-blowing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just that experience. Like, I grew up in that whole area, too. A lot of my family did. South Central, Compton. I was born at Martin Luther King Hospital, too.
Yeah.
So, just that area, you just get accustomed to it. It's just a normal every day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's extreme. That's an extreme story. That's a good reason to get out.
Yeah. It was definitely the camel that broke the... The camel that broke the straw.
It doesn't take that much.
Yeah, it's definitely the fucking camel that broke me, bro. Because that shit was crazy. I still have fucking... Because it's not the first time I had a gun pulled on me. I had a gun pulled on me when I was 13 and 17. But when it happened back then, even though I was a kid, I just like brushed it off. But this time, it really fucked me up. I don't know why. At first, like the first month or so, I was fine. But then I started having nightmares about it. And that's when I was like, oh, shit. Subconsciously, it's fucking me up. Yeah. Like if I talk about it, I'll be fine. But when I'm dreaming about it.
Yeah.
That's when I knew I was like, yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here. It's gonna take a toll on my mental health, dude.
Yeah, no, I think more than likely what happened was when you're younger, you probably were like, I don't give a fuck or whatever. Yeah. But now, as we get older, we start thinking about life. Like, holy shit, I'm not ready to die, or I don't want to die. So having a fucking gun point at you, of course, is gonna fuck you up. That happened to me in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I was going to the gym about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was going to the gym.
Well, Mike, it's okay. I believe you.
But I was driving, and I used to go at 4 a.m. And I would go there because there was not a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I was driving, and I was about to pull into the gym area, and some dude next to me literally was just fucking dogging me. Takes out a gun and it just goes like that. And I'm sitting there and I was like, all right, fuck it. He's gonna fucking shoot you. I don't got a gun. You're done. Just look straight. If you fucking get hit, you get hit. But if he's gonna hit you, he's gonna hit you in the head. Yeah. I fucking went on when the light turned green, and then I turned into the parking lot. But then I was like, fuck, no seas pendejo. Drive away. Because now you're giving him a spot. And I just drove away, and he busted a U-turn and left. But for that moment, I was like, fuck. Like, I don't want to die. I got 3 fucking kids that I want to live for. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when I got my gun pulled out on me when we were, I told you this story before. Fernando, or a friend that we knew from elementary. First time ever walking with us, and he was a 49er fan. He's a 49er fan, so he had a badass jacket, and we get fucking pulled out. Some dude and some girls pulled up. They took out a gun and they robbed us. Well, they didn't rob me because I didn't have shit. They robbed all his gear and his shoes. That would never walk with us again. But back then, it was not that big of a deal. Yeah. So
it's definitely something you just brush off. Well, when you're young, but then I started thinking about kids. I don't even have kids, and I was like, bro, what the do I want my kids in this environment to go through what I fucking went through? Yeah. And you start thinking about all this shit, man, and then that's why I don't go to the gym. No, that's
when you fucked up, dog.
What?
When I pulled out the gun, you should have been like,
"You never been to the gym since."
Yeah, that shit traumatized me, guys.
You fucked up, dog. He pulls out one gun, you go, boom, boom.
Right. Nah, fuck that. I mean, I've never been shot, so I don't want to fucking feel it.
Yeah, I know.
I just don't get that. Even then, bro, like it's still wild to me that people have the balls to go out and just fucking try to blast someone. Or shoot someone for no reason. You know, like you don't look like a gang member at all, bro. Like,
yeah, dude, I was wearing glasses too, but I don't know. I think it's just it's the craziest
and like
thing.
I mean, you're in San Bernardino at 4 a.m. I mean, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, but I'm in my car.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, how do they even know? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't see the point. Like, I don't get what goes on.
I think he was tweaked out. I'm not gonna lie.
Had to be, or probably thought you were someone else.
Exactly. He had to been tweaked out though, because that area is pretty bad. But he looked like he was probably tweaked out. Yeah. I'm just glad he didn't pull the trigger, dog, because that would have been fucking crazy.
And unfortunately, like, remember when we were kids? I don't know if you guys ever did this shit. When you pretend like, oh, someone's going to blast me and just pull the seat and fucking recline?
No.
No, you never did that shit fucking around?
Well, somebody's going to blast you?
You just pretend. Like, what would you do if somebody pulled out a gun and blasted and you're like, I would just fucking pull the lever on the seat and it just... But now they're all motorized and shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck,
your Kia Optima is like fucking blast.
Alright, dog, give me a second, dog.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. It's cool. This neighborhood, you guys are fucking rich, dude. I pulled up and I was just like, oh shit, dude, this guy owns a Lowe's, bro. This is fucking crazy. He owns like his own Home Depot here.
Yeah, he has a group of Mexicans downstairs.
Yeah. They were all asking me for work. I was like, I'm sorry. Comedia podcast.
Nah, I was kidding.
Nah, but you were talking smack about this neighborhood when you guys came thrifting on that vlog,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, because it sucks, dude. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? Texas.
Why?
Because there's nothing in fucking Texas, and there's nothing here.
Well, in this area, yeah, you're right. This part
I'm talking about strictly like the way it looks. The way, the way the buildings are set up and stuff like that, it reminds me of like other states.
Really?
Yeah. This is how like when you drive through like Texas or Kansas, this is how it looks.
I never thought of it.
I've driven through the Midwest, dog. All I see is fucking prairies everywhere and corn.
What tripped me out when I went to Sacramento?
Mm-hmm.
Because once you get a little bit outside of Sacramento, even on the outskirts, it made me feel like I was in fucking Wyoming or
There's like it's just like wide open spaces, wide open plains. Yeah.
And then you get to the city and it looks dope as fuck. To me, Sacramento was dope.
Really?
Because there's a lot of like buildings are like old with graffiti and shit.
And that's the capital. So everything is like so nice, the architecture and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
I lived there for a year, Sacramento.
Oh yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. That's a good transition, Doug, because you actually played at Sacramento State, right?
Yeah. I tried my dig at basketball, and then I moved to San Francisco because I don't know. I gave up. I told you like structural engineering and all that. I tried studying, and I was like, because I started doing comedy the summer after I graduated high school, And I just immediately got addicted to it. And I was like doing shows like every night. Then I had to go do college. And then like my second semester, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to take a semester off. I moved to San Francisco, bounced around in Oakland and East Bay, basically like the Bay Area. And then I moved back to LA to pursue comedy. I transferred to the Los Angeles Film School. And that's how I learned how to like everything with film and contracts and the entertainment business. And yeah, dude, I've been doing comedy since I was like 17.
Oh,
I took a couple years off, but yeah. 17.
Nice.
Was it a passion, bro, or was it that made you want to switch that to comedy?
Oh, because I've always wanted to be a comedian ever since I grew up, but I didn't know that you could just do it. And one of my friends, Dan Cabral, he went to an open mic. He posted about it. I was like, what the fuck? Like let me know next time you go. So I show up. I do a couple jokes. And the lady that ran the mic was like, hey, do you guys want to do the show that I run at the Ice House in Pasadena? And we were like, hell yeah. And we get there, main stage is like packed, like 400 people. I do like, she gives me a 10-minute set, which is crazy for someone who just started. And I got addicted ever since. Like it was something that I think about every single day when I wake up, when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the podcasting is relatively new for me. Like I just started doing this last August. Podcasting. Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit because we've had comedians on here before. Everybody's first time is a little different. What was your experience like? Like being, and then obviously most of the time they've talked about being at an open mic, right? Yeah. Their first time. Yours was at the Ice House, bro. So it's like, what was going through your mind at that point?
Oh, it was the most nervous I've ever been in my life. Before basketball games, before fucking crazy shit like guns pulled on you, it was the most scared and nervous I've ever been. I still think about it to this day, how nervous I felt like my bones were going to come out of my body, just like the pumping of my chest. And then like my voice is shaking right now thinking about it, even though I've done hundreds of shows and I've never been that nervous. Like that night, it's just 17 years old going up there in front of a bunch of people. And it was nerve wracking. And then, but like once you get the first laugh, even to this day when I do a show, once I get the first laugh, it's like I fucking captured everyone's souls. Like it's just like, all right, this is, I have you guys. Like I have you guys. You guys are gonna listen to me and laugh at everything that I say from now on. But once I get that first laugh, I get the confidence, I get the boost. You know what I mean? So even now when I go up there, I get jittery, I get nervous. But like once the first laugh comes on, it's like boom, there it is. Now I could do my thing. Now I can be comfortable and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's nerve-wracking, dude. It's one of the I always tell people, it's one of the funnest things I've ever done, stand-up comedy, but it's also one of the hardest things I've ever done. Because there's some nights, like any stand-up comedian will tell you, there's some nights where you feel on top of the world. You feel like a world breaker, unstoppable. And then there's other nights that makes you want to fucking kill yourself. It makes you want to end it all. It makes you depressed because, it's just something. And I feel like you could feel like that with anything, really.
Yeah.
Anything that you're passionate about, you feel like that. Yeah.
Because you're pouring yourself into it, pretty much.
Your heart and your soul. Yeah. And then it's in front of an audience. So like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you want to be an author, like it's cool. If you fail, it's all right. But imagine if you fail being an author in front of 200 people and then like none of them are laughing. Yeah. It just makes everything so much worse. Or
they're laughing for the wrong reason. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you fucking suck. Like that's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's why I feel like I'm still steps away from trying stand up. I had like this whole stage fright thing, like growing up, even like reading in class or doing presentations in class, even in college, it was still nerve wracking for me. Like I said, maybe like a month and a half ago, I started getting comfortable in front of cameras, but I think that's the next step. Eventually, just being able to do that. But
yeah, I mean, that's the top 3 fears in the world. Is public speaking. It's heights, spiders, and public speaking. Yeah. A lot, like very few people can do it.
And I can't imagine people in underwear, dog. I don't want to in underwear. People in their underwear. Oh, you know what they say? Like, what did you think? Like,
what the fuck were you talking about?
I was like, what type of comedy shows you want to go to?
Bobby Lee? What the fuck?
You know what they say? Imagine the crowd in their underwear. So like.
So they're funny to you?
No.
So you get distracted.
Yeah, that's just a saying. It's not like a literal thing.
I'm saying.
Like, you're being very serious, man.
I don't know, because I told you guys, I'm not going to believe shit of what happens. The Isismo crew fucked it up for me. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, who full of shit?
They don't write baby bulls for reals?
Yeah.
They didn't write baby bulls?
He did.
You did?
I didn't ride them. I caught them, but I rode horses.
Okay.
Joel rode horses. No, I don't ride horses like Joel, bro. Joel be riding. Joel rides the horses, but flipped over. The horse flipped over. He rides it.
This is funny. Yeah. No, but honestly, fool, I think with public speaking, like I was telling him prior to you coming back, that when I first started doing this, I used to get nervous when we were just doing the non-camera stuff. I would be like, fuck, like, and I was just speaking. And then once we started doing cameras, like the comfort level where I'm at now to where I was a year ago, it's completely gone. Like I'm more comfortable. And I think also like, I know I bring this up a lot that I was a Marine before, but in the Marine Corps.
You're a fucking Marine?
I was a Marine, yeah.
This guy.
GI Mike, dog.
Jesus Christ. I had no idea.
Yeah, I spent almost 8 years.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I was not in
the Gulf War?
No, Gulf War was late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Desert Storm and all that.
Yeah, no, Iraqi Freedom, Afghanistan.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the wars, the campaigns that were during my time.
Jesus Christ.
But in the Marine Corps, when I became an NCO, I used to give speeches because I was working in a section where we get all the students from infantry. Mm-hmm. So all the boots, we used to call them boots. Yep. And then sometimes there would be like 200-300 people, 200-300 class. And I'd have to I was the NCO in charge. I would have to give fucking classes. And I remember my first time doing it. It was scary, but then I got so used to it. I would be like, hey, I would fuck around with them. I would make them sing happy birthday to my Marines. And it wasn't even their birthday. I'd be like, okay, guys, I just want to let you know, Cisco here, it's his birthday today. So all you guys got to yell his fucking birthday today. And then I would make them this stupid shit. Yeah. And then the lieutenants or whatever would come in and be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I was like, oh, sir, I'm just making them say happy birthday. But it got me comfortable. Yeah. And then when I was working at the VA, I was giving the briefings for like benefits and all that shit. Yeah. So it got me comfortable. And then now with this, again, it got me comfortable. And then in college, I would do improv speeches where you fucking have to talk about whatever. Yeah. And that got me comfortable. But yeah, it is a process.
Damn, I'm a little upset right now.
Why?
I've known you for 20 plus years and you never said anybody like we're at a restaurant, it's his birthday. But you do that shit for the Marines, dog? No, but you're homie?
I thought you were going to say, like, I've known you for 20 years. I didn't know you were a Marine.
No, I've done this shit.
Not when I'm around.
Well, when was the last time we went out? We went out for your birthday.
Well, I think it was actually my birthday. Shit.
When are you guys' birthday?
My birthday is in 3 weeks.
April
12th.
That's right.
Yeah.
April 12th.
I'm July 27.
Are you a Leo?
I'm a Leo, bro.
My ex was a Leo, dude.
You into astrology?
Hey, Leos are crazy.
No, but it gets put on to me. Like people talk to me about it all the time.
When were you born?
I'm October 29th. So I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about astrology, bro. All I know is that
it's good.
It's just pretty damn accurate.
It is.
What are you gonna say?
I don't know.
What?
I think it's kind of like what was it? SPC goes. They blurt out something and then you just grab onto it.
Yeah, you think it's like something just general, and then you see yourself in that generality.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, man. The moon can control the ocean, and if it can control the ocean, it can control people. And if something
right?
Yeah, exactly, the energy. If something as grandiose as the planet Earth can change in seasons, I think people change people are different in seasons as well. I think that there's like the science, like purely science behind it. But also, I don't know. I'm just saying, man. No, I don't know.
We got
this is the gay shit I ever fucking said. Jesus Christ, bro.
I think you found your new profession, dog. You got
So who's your palm? Oh, you were a Marine.
It says M. I was a Marine.
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Mike. Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
One of the craziest things that I actually wanted to talk about was, and it's a great way to talk about it because you know how you didn't know he was a Marine. It's crazy because people will see us behind the camera and you know you're in camera now with the podcast and with comedy, but they don't realize the life you have outside of it. You know, like you owning your studios. Yeah. You, I saw something about the X line.
Yeah, I created an app.
X line. And just the comedic side. So there's like so many sides to us individuals. Mm-hmm. But people don't see that side. They see what's in front of the camera only, you know? Yeah. And I think that's important for people to realize and get to know, actually, that we're more than just what you see on TV.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah. I get that all the time where it's just like people get to know me in real life and they're like, I didn't know you did this and that. And it's just like, well, I don't really like, I'm not a show off. You know what I mean? You know, we know people that are fucking show offs. Yeah. That like the smallest thing that they do, they're like over here posting about it and fucking, they talk about it nonstop. But yeah, I like my favorite thing to looking for a person is like how, like their depth. You know, because I don't like surface level people. I don't like one dimensional people. Like I want to be around people that are like into different things and are capable of deep conversations. Like that's why I feel like Gerardo and Joel and I work so well, because they're not one dimensional at all. Like we could be funny and everything, but also I know that they're not fucking idiots. They're really intelligent and they're really in tune with their emotions and capable of going deeper. You know what I'm saying? And I think comedy, the best comedy comes from that place, you know, and the best conversations come from those places. Yeah. And yeah, that's fucking sick that you're a fucking Marine. Well,
thank you. Yeah. That's important, bro. I think at this stage in my life, you know, and I've had conversations with Saul, like it's what people bring to your life in whatever relationship it is, you know what I mean? Friendships, a partner, or whatever it is, family. It's what they can bring to you. And like you said, just bringing depth and being able to be in tune and just have conversations. Because that's what it's about. That's how we improve. That's how we learn. That's how we're constantly growing. And we're going to go through phases where we just leave people behind.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's okay.
It's perfectly fine. Sometimes things don't work out, and that's fine as well. Yeah. And I can tell that you guys are why not people. It's just like when you guys want to do something, instead of asking why, you guys go, why not? Let's do it. Why not? And those are my favorite type of people. It's like, why not? Let's just do it. You know, let's go about it. Yeah.
I think you're right. I've always said like I like being open minded. I mean, there's some shit that I won't do, just period.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about guys before the podcast, and that's the line. You're like, you know what? Like, he's a handsome fellow, but
no, like I've been considering it now. For the longest, people wanted me to jump out of a plane. And I was like, fuck no. Yeah. Fuck no, I'm not jumping out of no plane. And I don't know why in the last couple of weeks, I'm just like, okay, I got to lose a little bit of weight. I'll lose, you know, maybe another 50 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, because isn't the max capacity is 250, right?
Yeah. So, you just said my weight, dog. They're going to fucking do math. No, but
he's 252 pounds. Yeah, 251,
dog.
Yeah,
251.5 pounds. Yeah.
No, but I told my daughter, I said, fuck it. You down, mija? And she's like, yeah. So maybe next year or maybe by the summer. Yeah. I think I'm going to jump out of a fucking plane. Even if I die from a fucking heart attack. But
yeah, because I think you're in a transitionary period in your life right now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it, man. You just, you know, it's a very beautiful time. It's like of trying new things.
It's challenging, but it is. I do notice that I'm finding things that I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't want this anymore. Yeah. And I want this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say beautiful because I don't know if it's beautiful yet or not. All I know is like, whatever the fuck I'm going through, one thing that I've said that I'm glad I didn't do is, a lot of people do negative shit, right? Like fall into alcohol, drugs, and all that. I can honestly say that I didn't fall into alcoholism because in my family, my dad was an alcoholic. So I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And in a sense, we kind of started this because this whole transitional period that you talk about, that you mentioned, it's been going on for a couple of years now. And I'm glad we started this, even though sometimes I don't help him out as much as I should. But we started this, and then I started other shit that I'm doing. So, yeah, it's just a cycle. It's just not a cycle, but a process.
Yeah, and I think you say you don't know if it's beautiful. I think that is beautiful. I think that you broke that generational curse, and now your daughter doesn't have to worry about it. Your daughter doesn't have to see your father do that, you know, do the alcohol shit.
Yeah.
Like, it is, I think all life is beautiful. I think even if you did fall into alcoholism, I think that would be beautiful too, because it's just like it's like you're still alive and you're still going through the motions and figuring out what you want to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's those time periods in your life where you transition and you pivot. I think those are so critical because I feel a lot of people just get stuck. You know, they get stuck like doing the thing just because they've done it for so long.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes sometimes life forces you to pivot and transition. But then sometimes you have to do it yourself. You have to be self-aware enough to be like, dude, I can't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
This is going to kill me. Or I'm going to end up being something that I don't want to fucking be. And you have to be strong enough to fucking pivot because a lot of people aren't strong enough to do that shit.
Hard. It is hard. But like surrounding, it's like you were saying earlier about certain people that stay behind or you just part ways.
Yeah.
And then you surround yourself with the people that are going to I don't want to say benefit because it sounds selfish. Mm-hmm. It's not a benefit. I mean, it is a benefit, but I'm going to say more like they align, they're in tune with who you want to be. Mm-hmm. And so, like, for example, like, this was one of my therapists. This was my brother. I talk to him almost every day. Like, at least fucking 5-6 times a day.
Free therapist.
So, it's like, they're helping you. So, like, that's why I didn't want to say benefit, because it is a benefit, but it's not that type of benefit. So, just surrounding yourself through whatever process you're going through, or whatever fucking state. Damn, I'm doing words of wisdom right now, duh.
Yeah, fuck it.
I think that's the beautiful part, because you get to know who's gonna be in your life, for what purpose, and you also have to be able to do the same for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Every step, dog. Every step in our journey, our life, whatever you want to call it, it's a process, and it's always changing. Literally, no step is gonna be the same.
Yeah.
I think I've come to realize that, like, every part of your life, we're changing. If we're the same person we were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, then we're not growing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Literally every day we can learn something.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. You know, you were talking about it earlier. We get stuck. When one of my darkest times was fucking being stuck. Life got stuck. I mean, I have a business. I shouldn't have a reason to feel depressed or not validated or not loved, or just in general, just feel I should be happy. Everybody would say, looking on the outside, would say, damn, that's who's got it all. He has his own business. He's his own boss. He's got this. Like, he should be happy. I wish I was there. But when you're in a situation where it's like that, like, it just takes a hold of you. And I did go into alcohol, and it fucked me up. Like, I was going down the wrong path. Yeah. And it took a lot of people to, like, say, you know what, hey, snap out of it, or you can lose it all. Yeah. And that was part of the journey, too.
Damn, fools.
Yeah.
We're fucking going deep here.
Yeah, no. Wait, fuck it. Let's go deeper, baby. I love going deep. You know what I'm saying? It's all but yeah, no, it's great. It's great to have people around you like that that'll come check you. Dude, and it's also good to be self-aware. I always tell people, bro, self-awareness, a lot of people don't have self-awareness, man. They don't realize what's going on. They're in their own little world, and that affects them negatively sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it's like you say, like, you have your own business and everything. Like, different levels, different devils, man.
True.
Different
I love
levels,
that.
different devils. I always tell people, like even now, like, even with the house that I talked about when I moved to Burbank, it's like, now I have to worry about shit that I never had to worry about a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought I'd have to worry about it. And it's not as harsh and critical as having a gun pointing at your face, but it's still, like, stressful. It's still like, fuck, man, I have to worry about this shit.
You got to deal with Karens, huh?
Yeah. I have to deal with coyotes. I didn't know I had to fucking deal with coyotes, bro. Back when I lived in the hood, I didn't see no coyotes.
You guys would have hated that shit in the hood. Here, they're protected.
I never seen no fucking coyote growing up in the hood. Now I have to worry about my dogs, bro.
Oh, you got the little dogs?
I have little dogs, and I recently got a half cane corso, half pit bull. Okay. So when he stands up, he's just as tall as me. So I got him. I love him, and he protects the little dogs and everything. But I had to buy my little dogs little jackets with spikes, like anti-coyotes jackets. And I'm like, bro, I went from dealing with gang members to fucking coyotes, which are basically gang members, on 4 legs. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I never thought I had to worry about this shit. I never had thought about worrying about Karens, bro. You know what I mean? Having the cops called on me. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's happened twice already. Like, because people didn't know that I lived in that neighborhood. You know
really?
What I mean? Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then now, you know what I mean? Like, having a fucking, because before, like, when I had to deal with cops, like, I wasn't the most respectful person. Because I knew that, like, fuck you. Like, what the fuck? I literally live right there. Yeah. But now I'm just like, okay, let me watch my words. Let me be respectful. That way this can go fucking as quick as possible.
Yes, Officer Tate.
Yes. yes.
I feel like I do that shit now too.
What?
Like, I'm more respectful, and
Yeah, because it's just like to avoid the fucking inconvenience of it all. Because I could go tell you to fuck yourself, but now instead of it being a 5-minute stop, now it's an hour-long stop, and they're looking for anything to fucking get me on and shit like that. And it's like it's learning to pick your battles too, bro. It's
True.
Like,
You know the one thing that I don't know why and I think this is a fucked up situation when innocent people just get shot by police. Mm-hmm. But I've gotten the habit when I get pulled over, like I always let them know, like, hey, I'm gonna open my glove box. Because remember that, were you with us that one time? When? That we got pulled over here by the Walmart? We got pulled over by some officers, and this was when I was doing criminal justice. I literally took a drive-over, like I did a ride-along with that officer that pulled us over. Like 2 weeks before we got pulled over, right?
Yeah.
And I was reaching for my glove box, and that fool fucking panicked. You were with us.
Yeah, dude, cops be doing that shit.
Well, that just happened to me so many times, though, that it's just, I don't even remember when.
But you were cholo, dog, so that's different, though.
Bro, I've been anti-authority my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
I hate authority. Even growing up, I hated my fucking teachers. Like, if they were cool, awesome. I'm learning from you. But some teachers would take it too far and, oppose that authority. I hated fucking authority my whole fucking life. My parents are the most important thing to me, but they're like small. They're like, my father's like 5'8", my mother's like 5'2", and I don't really have anyone telling me what to do.
Yeah,
I think that's part of the reason why I became my own boss and my own business, because I didn't want anyone telling me what the fuck to do ever.
Yeah,
but now that I'm getting older, I'm just like, sometimes, man, let's just put that aside, put my ego aside. And just keep it going, keep it pushing. Let's just don't even think about this. Don't even think that the cop fucking was disrespectful and grabbed me a little too tight. Like, just keep it pushing. You know what I mean? That's what I've had to learn moving to Burbank and shit. Like, you know what? Like, it's okay that my neighbor doesn't recognize me at nighttime. That's fine, baby.
Pick your battles?
Yeah, exactly. Pick your battles.
I got a solution for you. Just wear a fucking red hat. MAGA.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't gonna fuck with you.
But
but worse, they'll become my friend, which is something that I don't want. Yeah.
But is Burbank really a MAGA like city?
It's like, I think like all white neighborhoods are like low key MAGA.
Because isn't it like a lot of like
Armenians?
Armenians, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
A lot of Armenians are MAGA.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have like it's crazy. That's why I love LA. Like, we have the largest population of people outside of their actual countries. Like, we have the largest population of Filipino people outside of the Philippines, largest population of Armenians outside of Armenia, largest population of Guatemalans, Ethiopian people, Salvadorians, Mexican people. Like, we have the largest populations.
Literally a melting pot.
Yeah, literally. And it's like,
well, it's not. Is it really a melting pot?
It is.
They're all segregated, kind of.
Well, it is. That's the thing. I was just telling my friend that moved to LA from the East Coast. Structurally, it is segregated, like community-wise, street-wise, area-wise. But when you walk into a McDonald's, you see everyone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You walk into a restaurant, you see everyone. I've gone to restaurants in Alabama and Kansas, and I walk in, and it's 40 white people looking at me like I'm about to rob them.
You lost, boy? You lost, boy?
You lost, boy? Hey, McDonald's back over there. I'm just like... I just want some pancakes, dude.
Look at the coon dogs out here.
Not even that, but we adapt. If you look at how many fusions of food there is here, and just the culture is it's enriched all over.
Yeah.
Like, we're segregated by certain areas and communities, but I think the overall, like, we take a little bit of this and take a little bit of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, have you guys been to the East Coast?
Yeah.
That's fucking segregated. I recently visited, and they have racism in their fucking face.
Where did you go?
I went to Washington, D.C., Boston, New York.
I heard Boston's really racist.
Boston's really fucking racist. Yeah. But, yeah, shout out to Boston people. We love you, but you're racist, dude. And it's so crazy. I was talking to my friend, and they were like, oh, we got to go to Ben's Chili Bowl or whatever. And we're like, I was like, where's that? And the other person's like, oh, it's by the old slave auction block.
Shit.
It's on 7th and fucking da-da-da. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say, bro? And we went, and they have a slave auction block memorialized on the corner of an intersection.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, you guys just walk past this all the fucking time? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, that's cool.
Like the memorial was like a positive or a negative?
Yeah, it was memorialized. It's like, never forget what went down.
Oh, okay.
Never forget. But
don't forget that we sold slaves here.
Yeah, exactly. When you go to like other states, like the South, it's like, it's only white and black people. Mm-hmm. There's almost never many Asians, never many Latinos. You know what I mean? If there is, they're few and far from. You know, And you come to LA and it's just everybody.
Unless Mexico plays down. Because when Mexico plays anywhere in the U.S., fucking
Bunch of
Mexican views come out of the...
There's Mexican people in Qatar at the World Cup.
Yeah, and they were going crazy and shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You know how else you can gauge it? By the food.
Yeah.
Like when I went to Wisconsin, right? Like Milwaukee, it's not like LA, but there's more, you know, a mixture of people and cultures. But once I start driving towards, you know, Appleton, Green Bay area, you start getting these little towns, Oshkosh, and where the Netflix thing happened and another Netflix thing happened, like those documentaries about the killers and
make murder.
all that shit, Waukesha, whatever the hell's called.
All that shit.
Yeah, so you start passing those and you stop and damn, you start really seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get to a place and it's like Mexican food. All right, I'm gonna go there because this place looks a little sketch.
Yeah.
And you go in there and it's not Mexican food.
Not Mexican.
Dude,
you know there's no Mexicans there. You know there's no Mexicans
anywhere
there.
in America, Mexican food is fucking trash except for California and Texas. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Don't say Chipotle either, bro.
No. I don't like Jarro at all, bro. I like Chipotle, but I ain't like that, bro.
Okay. Because those people were like,
I like it the same way I like Panda Express. It's like, it's good. You know, it's lunch.
they're going to kick him off the show.
Yeah. They're about to, oh, shit, this is them. They're just like,
You're welcome to stay in ours, bro, if you want.
I agree with you, man. Yeah, but you're right. You're absolutely right, man. The Mexican food, other places, not the same.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Is Chinese food really Chinese food or is it Mexican food?
What do you mean?
Who's cooking it in the back? Mexicans?
Depends where you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, if you go to
I mean, Panda Express is
Panda Express,
it's a brand, it's commercialized.
Yeah,
but if you go to like
if you go to like the small little spots, they're all
I don't know
Asian.
Mexicans,
No,
though.
they're Asian when
I
we
don't
go.
know.
I've been to Chinese places that have Mexican people working, but I've also been to Chinese places that have actual Chinese people working.
Yeah.
I guess it depends. It depends.
Okay, I was just saying, if a Mexican cooks it, is it a Mexican food?
Yeah,
No,
you're about
it's
to
just a
start
recipe,
You're about
dog.
to start a race war right now.
Seriously, going all over here.
No, I'm just saying, who's cooking most of the time? Mexicans are in the back cooking or doing the food. Mostly in any restaurant.
Melting pot. Bam. There you go.
I wanted to ask you guys something.
What's up?
So, what you call it? So I've always, in my life, I've always, like, every couple of years, I always had, like, a different friend group. Not on purpose, but just, like, it just happens. Like you say, sometimes you outgrow people. Sometimes they even outgrow you or whatever. And I never stay in one place for too long. And you guys have been friends for, what, 45 years now? 50 years? So, what are some of the things, that, how are you guys still friends after so long?
See, here's the thing though. Like when we talk about like friendships and we've been friends for so long, I don't think they've all been like consistent. We had our times where we went off our different routes.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know what it was, to be honest. That's a good question. I don't think I've ever really thought about it deep, how we stayed in touch so long. But yeah, there's been times where, man, I remember most recently, a couple of years back, maybe like 6-7 years ago, we lost touch for about a year or a year and a half, 2 years. We would talk occasionally.
We would still talk.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like we wouldn't hang out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's weird. I think,
That's cool.
I don't know, man. When I was going through my struggles, see, one thing that I've learned now is that one thing that, like I tell him, one thing I'm going to bring to this friendship is I'm going to keep it real. And if he doesn't like it, I'm sorry, you know, like, but that's what I think a good friend is. When did I learn that? When I was going through my alcoholism and my issues and things like that. I knew to stay away from certain people. Why? Because I knew they were going to tell me how it is. And I feel like that's crucial now. Like, you know, like that's what I wanted, someone to step in, even though I didn't look for it or tell anybody. But I know that if somebody knew, I would want them to do that. So now that's what I can offer to a friendship. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell him too. But yeah, it's a trip. I don't know. Do you remember anything like?
I know. Look, he lived 3 houses down from me. That's where we grew up.
Yeah.
So he knows, and I was never I was a bad kid. I was always getting in trouble. Even in the military, when I got out, you know, that's who I've always been. I've always gotten in trouble. And so he's never been that type. I'm not saying he's not down, because we have been in situations with him where I know he's got my back.
Yeah.
But I guess it was kind of like there was times when I was doing my shit, right? And that's why I think I would stay away. But no matter what, it would always be like, hey, what's up? And then, you know, obviously when I was in the military, I was all over the place. And then I had my kids, you know. and stuff like that. That changes you too. But now it's like we fucking, like I told you, we text and talk to each other like at least 10 times a day. Like we're fucking going back and forth, FaceTime each other. Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Or sometimes we even argue with each other because it's not like we're just happy all the time.
Yeah, it's not roses all the time.
He pisses me off.
This is worse than a relationship, dog. No life. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get a divorce right here.
I'm about to get a second divorce right now, bro.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what, like he said, it's to keeping it real. Sometimes I don't want to listen to this shit because he keeps it real with me a lot. Yeah, and I don't want to listen sometimes. But then I come back and I'm like, you know what, fool? Hey, thanks, bro. I really needed that. Or my bad if I came out this way. It's just the whole, mental shit. Like I said, I've always talked about this on the podcast. I didn't realize how big mental health is in people, just especially with men.
Yeah.
Like, we don't talk about it. We don't grow up talking about it because we're told that's not what men do. And now it's like, man, fuck you. Like, I need to get through whatever the fuck I'm going through. Yeah. And I'm going to talk about it. Yeah. So, and he's helped me out understand that too. My brother, who's sound guy, we call him sound guy. Yeah. I've had a lot of conversations with him. Believe it or not, even though that fool's younger than me, like, he spits shit at me that it's like, oh, fuck, like, I didn't see it that way.
Yeah. So you should see us on the everyday, man. So we'll be fucking throwing down some words of wisdom on it. Now, but let me ask you, man, now that you brought that up, what do you think it's been that you've been, like you said, kind of shifting from different friend groups?
I don't know. I mean, so I was telling my girlfriend, because there's moments where I run into somebody and I tell her like, oh yeah, this was like my best friend, or like we used to be so close a couple years ago. And she'd be like, you've never talked about them. What? Like, because I tell her almost everything. And she's like, you've never talked about it. I was like, oh, I guess it's just like, it's like I keep it, like I kind of keep it pushing. But, like you say, it constantly growing. Especially in LA, you meet so many people. And I'm a firm believer in like memories and in the moment interactions. So like I've had interactions with people that I met that night that I still think about to this day. And I don't even know their names. I didn't get their information. I didn't get their Instagram. But I still think about them because it's just like in that moment, it was so powerful. And like, I don't know. I think just like I constantly want to keep evolving. And that's a priority of mine. Like I reflect a lot. Yeah. Like at the end of the week, end of the month, end of the year, I'm always like, what did I enjoy about this time? And how did I fuck up? How did I do this? How did I do that? And just through time. Also, LA is so big. You guys know LA. It's so big. And, everyone's doing their own thing. And you guys know if a business is 24/7. If you're your own boss, it's 24/7. If you're creating content like this, it's 24/7, And it's, I don't know. I sometimes it makes me feel really bad. It makes me feel really sad that I'm not as close with people that I once was. But also, I get excited because I'm like, who else am I going to get close to soon? You know what I mean? Yeah. And sometimes people stick. I've known people for 10 years, 15 years now. And like you say, sometimes a year passes by and all you guys have been doing is texting and sending memes back and forth and stuff like that. Yeah. And then other years, it's like, oh, I see them every day. But, it doesn't matter whether it's been a year or two or you see each other every day. It's still the same. It's still the same exact thing. I don't know. I always find long-term friendships so fascinating to me. And I like, and Joel and Gerard always make fun of me for it because it's just like, they're always like, oh yeah, Melvin treats us like we're coworkers or some shit. Like, and I don't know. That was my New Year's resolution this year is to be a better friend. Yeah. Because I'm fucking killing it. But I've been I've been neglecting my friendships these past couple of years.
But you know what, bro? It's not even a bad thing, to be honest with you. Like, honestly, I can sit here and say, people always say, oh, I have a handful of friends. Literally, I think that's what I do. If that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, there's so many people and you get conversations from it. And we're also, like you said, I'm comfortable with myself. I've learned to, like you said, self-reflect in a way where you have to accept yourself. And you can be your own best friend too, you know what I mean? And we have so much going on. We want to grow. We want to do things that it's okay. You don't need to, like, I would rather have a handful of friends than have a big old group of friends that you're not going to talk to, that you can't talk to. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that feel that they can't have conversations with certain people. Yeah. You know, I'd rather have that, be able to be like, all right, cool. You know, like, dog, this is what I'm feeling today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, that's crazy because I've always been chatty, but lately, in the last I've always been chatty, but in the last couple months, I find it cool to meet new people. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter. Like yesterday, I was at the soccer game, the Galaxy, because I'm a Galaxy fan. And I normally sit down in my seats, but I was standing on the edge of the stadium where they have like a place where you could drink and eat. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there drinking my beer, and people were coming to my left and my right, and I was sparking up conversations, you know, and it was fucking cool. Like, oh yeah, what's up, bro? Where you from? Nah, cool, boom, boom. Oh, this girl there, she's like, I'm a Green Bay fan. What the fuck are you a Green Bay fan? And it was just cool, just meeting new people. And I've been noticing that whenever I go out and I'm just chilling, I'm like, dude, I want to conversate. I just want to have a fucking conversation. And if they conversate back and it's an interesting conversation, and I keep it going. But there's times when it's just like the conversation doesn't go nowhere. So it's like, all right, cool. And I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I prioritize my alone time so heavily. Like, I really, really do enjoy being by myself. I like going to the movies by myself. I like going to the restaurants by myself. I haven't gone to a concert by myself, but it's something that I want to do. And I just enjoy my own company, dude. I enjoy having a good time by myself. So if I choose to be around someone, it's because they make my life even better than how I already make myself feel. You know what I mean? And it's something that you could teach yourself. I used to want to be around people all the time. And then I realized, I remember I had a birthday party. I threw a huge warehouse birthday party once, right? Like 500 people showed up.
Damn.
Yeah, basically anyone who I've ever met. I posted the flyer on Instagram. A bunch of people that I fucking knew and loved came and stuff like that. And then like halfway through the party, I was like, man, none of these motherfuckers give a fuck about me. No one cares about me in here, dude. Like, everyone says hi to me and you know, enjoys my company and stuff like that. But if it really came down to it, like, none of these people, they're all doing their own life. Like, they're all doing their own lives. It's not their fault. It doesn't make them bad people. But I'm like, this isn't real. Like, I really do crave real connection because, like, and I'm like, none of this is fucking real. And then at the end at 2 a.m., everyone left, and who was there? My three close friends. Ready to help me clean up without me even asking. And I'm like, right here, these motherfuckers this is it right here. I just saw it physically in real time. I saw it in real life. Yeah. This is it. It doesn't mean that I hate the other people, the other 497 people. I still love them. I still follow them. I would hug them if I see them. You know, but I was like, this is it right here, dude. And like, especially in our business, as being a business owner, I'm sure you meet hundreds of people every week. You know what I mean? You with the work that you do, like, you meet so many people, and then I guarantee you, when this gets even bigger, so many people are gonna want to talk to you and reach out to you, it's just you have to really be in tune with who you are, or else it's gonna get overwhelming. Yeah. You can't go fucking finding what you need in life in other people, because then they can take it away, dude. Yeah. You're right.
Did that change for you, or did you find a challenge when you started podcasting?
I think the thing that I struggled with most, it's not even a big struggle, but like, people started talking to me like they know me, which is like I think we talked about it before the podcast, and it's just like they when I meet them, they just start roasting me, or like they start wanting to, like, you know, engage in like funny banter with me, and it's just like I don't know. It's just been something that I've been, you know, I'm like learning to deal with now. Because with podcasts, people feel like they know you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when I watch Joe Rogan and these famous comedians, I feel like I know them. Yeah. Which I 100% don't. It's just, it feels like that. Yeah. You know, it feels like that. And just like, it's definitely, it's an everyday thing. You just have to learn every single day, you know? Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy shit, man.
I know. We're going deep right there, huh?
Yeah. Well, just wanted to go deeper, so.
No, but I mean, you know, we've talked about it here. Like, it's just real talk, bro. It's like things we all can relate to in one sense or another. Yeah. Like, you know, this being in front of this camera, having this mic, hearing stories, you know, like you're saying, you know, like, we're not the center of the universe. We're not the center of our lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we are the center of our lives.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Like,
You gotta be the center of your life.
Well, yeah, I worded that wrong. Thanks for calling me out on that one.
Hey, that's what 40 years of friendship does right there, man.
This one just keeps adding years to that shit too.
I'm like, fuck, I haven't even turned 39. Fool. I'm like, damn. I'm still 38, bro.
Yeah.
39. Hey, guys, my birthday's next month.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Hey,
April
send
12th.
them flowers, send them DMs,
Send me whatever.
Send him cash. We'll put his cash app below, dude.
Some expired Valentine's chocolates that he loves so much.
I don't know how to fucking Valentine's
Those
chocolate.
assorted chocolates.
Yeah, some expired
Guys,
Easter.
whatever you guys want to send me, fuck it. I'm down.
Wait, so is your birthday Easter?
No, it's a couple days after.
A couple days after, yeah.
Okay, sure.
No, I wanted to ask, we're talking about being business owners and this. What made you want to start your own like studios? Was it the podcast thing, or was it just when you moved over to film? What was it?
No, so I graduated LA Film in 2019, and I was just like I was just focusing on stand-up comedy. Like I went on a couple tours across America. That's how I got to know the country and all that stuff. And then when the pandemic hit in March 2020, LA shut down. Everything shut down. Live shows, obviously, comedy is live. So that shut down. And that's how I was making my money. That's how I was living off of comedy. So I got a construction gig because I've been doing construction since I was like 12 years old. So I got a gig really easily. And then I started seeing a bunch of my comedian friends blow the fuck up with their digital content. And I was always not anti-digital content, but I was like, I'm a live comedian. I need a mic, I need an audience, I need a stage. Like, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm not a skit comedian. I'm not a Instagram comedian. I'm not a fucking you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a stand-up comedian. And then I started seeing a bunch of my friends who I respect, but like they started blowing the fuck up during the beginning of the pandemic, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, they're not even that fucking funny. Not to be on some hater shit, but I'm like, they're not even that fucking funny. Like. And then a bunch of my friends were like, you should make content. I was like, all right, fine. So I opened up my first studio. It's like an 850 square feet studio in downtown. And to like make my own content, my own podcast, my own show and all that stuff. Because I didn't want to rent other people's places out. Because I didn't want someone to like knock on the door and be like, hey, you only have 30 minutes left. Like, I wanted a place where I can go be 100% creatively free. And, just create an environment of creativity and exploration, and in my head I'm like, when I have time, I'll rent it out, see if I can even rent it out. People even rent it out, I don't even know. And then the first month I was renting it out like crazy, and then I saw how much money I made, and I was like, holy shit, I want to rent this place out every single day for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah. So
I just kept renting it out for about 1.5 years, 2 years. I started my own show, The M Word, which Gerardo produced it, Joel directed it, and it was kind of like a talk show where I had like actors and comedians and explorers, adventurers, and drag queen came on and did drag on me, and it was a lot of fun, right? Yeah. And then I wanted to expand, so I opened up another studio, a much bigger one. It's like 2,400 square feet. And it was completely empty when I got it, and I made it into my own and added a whole second floor onto it. And we opened up that literally exactly a year ago we opened up. It took me about 3 months to make. And now I have two event production studios in downtown. Nice. So it wasn't even something that I planned. It's just something that, like you say, it happens. Yeah. Like you want to do something and then life sends you another way and you pivot. And then now, because of the pandemic, I have 2 creative event studios. Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Do you have anything else planned?
Anything what?
Anything else planned?
No, just with the podcast. And then I created my own app in college called X-Lens, where you can hire someone to wait in line for you. Like for product events, shoe releases, concerts, sporting events, the DMV. And back in 2021, it blew up. The summer of 2021, it fucking blew up because of the passport agency. And then we started doing DMVs and restaurants. We had like this chain of restaurants like Pink's Hot Dogs in Hollywood. They opened up a Funko Pop store in Hollywood as well that has like lines of Amoeba music and all that stuff. Yeah. And so that's kind of like my side project that I'm doing with my best friend, Ryan, from college. So it's just like I want to do it all. I want to do as much as I can before I die. I want to do everything. And, you know, sometimes it affects my loved ones, it affects my friends, it affects my loved ones. But I want to fucking do it all. I want to do everything before I die. So, yeah, that's basically all I have planned is do it all.
You know, one thing I always tell people, enjoy the ride too, bro. Enjoy it. Because sometimes we get consumed, and probably sounds repetitive, but I say this all the time, like, enjoy the ride, enjoy the moment, you know, because we're always thinking of our next move, our next thing, and we forget to kind of just settle down and enjoy.
No,
take it in.
Yeah.
But,
that's crazy.
hey, did that start off as a joke, the X line, or was like an actual thing you guys came up with?
No, it was my professor pitched, it was an assignment. It was like, come up with a company that can seal a crack in the market, like the way Uber, you know, and Airbnb did with hotels, Uber did with taxis. And then literally, the LA Film School was in Hollywood. So I looked outside and there was a long fucking line outside of Urban Outfitters. And I was like, why is there a fucking line there? And my classmate was like, oh, SZA, you know the artist SZA? Yeah. SZA's doing an album signing, a vinyl signing across the street. I'm going after the class. And I was like, oh, for sure. And it was hot as fuck. It was like a 100-degree day. And I'm like, look at all those people out in the sun, bro. And then me and my team came up with X lines. And it started off as a class project. Then my professor was like, rest in peace, Michael C. Bray. He was like, you guys should do this for real. Like, I'll help you guys. Like, let's do it. Yeah. And we did it, and we developed the app and the website. And it started off pretty slow. And then it got some traction. And then the fucking pandemic hit. And then it killed it for like a month, like about a month. And then it just fucking, from one day to the other, just fucking exploded with the passport agency and the supermarkets. Remember the supermarkets? They would only let in 10 people at a time. So there was like a line like blocks long. We did that, and we did all this shit. And then it's slowed down since then, but it's still a consistent thing. It's still a very consistent thing. And we do excellence parking too, where we save you a parking spot in a neighborhood. Because, like, you know, Koreatown in LA, it's virtually impossible to find a parking spot. So you just hire someone to park. Like, let's say in front of you want the parking spot in front of your house. You hire us to park, or you hire X-Lines to park in front of your house. And when you pull up, they pull out, you pull in, and then boom, you have the parking spot for the rest of the weekend.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean,
we're gonna see this shit on Shark Tank, Doug.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I saw a skit on Curb Your Enthusiasm where they did the same thing. Yeah. Him and what's his name?
I was hanging out with Cheryl Hines. The wife.
Yeah.
His wife, and I pitched it on this show called To Tell You the Truth on ABC with Anthony Anderson, and it was Cheryl Hines and Brad Garrett from Everyone Loves Raymond and Donald Faison from Scrubs. And I was just like telling him about the company and stuff like that. And I backstage, I was talking to Cheryl, and she told me this exact same thing. And I was like, oh, I remember, even though I've never seen Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah. But I'm like, I did remember that episode. But yeah, it's like no one was doing it, so we just cornered the market. There's this guy in New York called Same Old Line Dudes, but he's just one guy, and he does like for Broadway shows and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
I never seen a line when I was in New York. We did a lot of Broadway, but I didn't see any line. Well, I mean, you buy everything online now, so never mind.
Yeah.
But I can imagine.
No, but it's just funny. So how do you get the people to work for you like that? How do you recruit?
Oh, we put out advertisements.
I don't know, but I'm saying, like, what do you say? Like, do you like to stand in lines?
Oh, yeah. No, do you want to make money while doing nothing? Like, because that's kind of our pitch to our employees is like, you can get paid $15 an hour to literally do nothing. You can read a book. You can even fucking write a book. While you're there, you can listen to a podcast. You can record a podcast while you're waiting in line. It's literally you get paid $15 an hour to do nothing. You just put your chair down and you sit in the chair. You wait for the client to come. You introduce yourself, and then you switch positions. And then you have to, for those of you out there that think it's like we're cheating the system with people behind us, you have to, if you have 5 people, you have to hire 5 X-liners. So it can't be just like you hire one person and then a group of 10 people come.
Okay.
It's 1 for 1.
Oh, shit.
They thought about everything. That you can't try.
Yeah.
The fool's already, I'm gonna hack the system.
Yeah. And then we have like right now on deck, we have like close to like 50 X-Landers ready to go at any given moment in Los Angeles. Shit. And we also did it in Vegas. We had like our logo posted on the strip on for about 2 weeks, and we did like clubs and restaurants and stuff like that. And yeah, man, it's been pretty good. It's definitely a passion project of mine.
Nice.
That's crazy. I would have never thought of that shit, to be honest. Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit on Shark Tank that I would never think about either, but like, for real, like lying, dog, why wouldn't we think about that? Like Black Friday, you remember before?
Yeah,
like
Black
people
Friday,
people would fucking camp out.
Yeah.
Like
They still do.
Bro,
I didn't think they did.
Rose Parade, bro. Rose Parade.
Yeah. The Rose.
Who the fuck likes going to the Rose Parade, down?
There's a lot of people, dog, that do
lot
it.
of
You would be surprised. People camp out.
My mom traumatized me with that shit.
Why?
Because she would record it. Oh my God.
Like on TV?
On TV.
Why would she record it?
Porque está bonito.
She could watch it all year.
Para verlo otra vez. And she would watch that shit for like 5 days in a row. Yeah. So from January 1st all the way to like January 7th, 8th.
Latino parents love the Rose Parade for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and then she'll record it in different channels.
Oh, in English and Spanish.
Or even 52 and 34.
Yeah.
Because es que lo cubren diferente.
Yeah, different angles.
Yeah,
you should know. Come on, dog.
I couldn't do that shit. I hate the fucking Rose Bowl. I hate the Rose Parade. I'm just traumatized.
Let's go watch it next year.
I will not stand in line.
You know that actually they pass by here.
I know.
They make the floats right here.
Yeah.
Wow. Like literally on the corner over here, they make the floats, so we see them.
Wow.
When they're taking them past Pasadena.
The Rose Parade, no me gusta. Fuck that. And then people just like, like, no my ass.
Dog, wait till it blows up, dog. They're gonna be like, you wanna be on? He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah. This is going Mike podcast. Mike over here like, hello.
No, you know what's crazy? That the people that do the parades, they get tired, and I'm gonna say this because my daughter, they did cheerleading when they were younger, and that's the reason they quit, because of the parades. They would go to parades.
And those are local parades, huh?
Yeah. So they did a local parade in La Puente.
Yeah.
And Dad, I don't want to do cheerleading anymore. Damn. And I'm like, why? All we did was walk. My legs are hurting, because they're walking and doing this shit. And I was like, oh shit, I could just imagine a Rose Bowl parade. I mean, a Rose Parade or one of the Thanksgiving specials or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh, that shit's a mess too.
Or imagine you're the dude that has to clean up the shit for the horses.
Oh yeah.
Because you know how they have horses.
Yeah.
And you gotta fucking pick up the poop as they're walking
in front of everyone, in front of a parade. You gotta clean shit in front of a parade.
Clean it right away.
I never thought about that shit, though, to be honest with you. Yeah, you're right, though. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start a company, then.
What?
The scoopers.
Yeah.
For horses and shit.
Yeah. Fuck it.
In New Orleans, you can pay the city to start your own parade.
Yeah. In New Orleans?
In New Orleans, yeah.
I want to go this year in New Orleans.
Mardi Gras over, though.
Nah, I want to go Halloween time.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go Halloween time. It's my favorite time of the month.
One of the hottest states in the country now.
I was there. You know what's crazy? When I was there a couple years ago, well, more than a couple years ago, it was during September. And
it's a big difference, huh? July to September.
Because I was thinking it was July 4th, but no, it was September. It was during Labor Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a big pussy when it comes to fucking scary shit. Everybody knows this. I've always said this. And when I was there because of my job. And I was watching. Have you ever watched American Horror Story?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That shit is a trippy show. And I watched
season 2. Or no, season 3. Sorry.
Yeah, the New Orleans one with the witches.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I watched it while being in New Orleans. Like I would have never done that because it's fucking trippy watching it. Period. Yeah. But I watched it and then I went to the witches that they mentioned. I went I took a tour to where their houses were at, and then they told us a story, and I was just like, what the fuck? But yeah.
Dad, why did you have to go all the way to New Orleans, fool? Just in our culture alone.
No, I know, but I was there for a conference, so I said, fuck it, why not? Never did I ever.
This was already playing the game and shit. What are we gonna play? Never did I ever.
New Orleans witches.
So check this out. Never have I ever stepped foot in a cemetery until I went to New Orleans. I just had to because of how they have the fucking big tombstones and all that.
They have that shit in downtown LA too. The Hollywood forever.
But New Orleans is known for that. I've seen it in movies.
Voodoo.
No, I went into a voodoo store.
Zombies.
I went into a voodoo store and my dumbass is recording. And the fucking first thing it says, there's a sign that says, no recording or the spirits will follow you home. Fool, I deleted that shit. I
You know
started
that's
apologizing.
you know that's all propaganda.
I know, but I just don't want to risk that shit, dog.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
that.
deleted it. See, I deleted
Yeah, I was like, I deleted it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect you.
Do you believe in things like that, bro? Like spiritual witchcraft?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Black magic is real.
Have you guys done a Spookismo?
No, we haven't done a Spookissimo. We did an emo-issimo. But,
Emo-issimo.
yeah, dude, I think black magic is real. You see it all the time in our culture, brujerías and all that shit and all that stuff. I don't know, man. God doesn't like that shit.
Have you ever played La Ouija?
No.
I mean,
I would not fucking ever touch it.
I wouldn't go into a store like that. I wouldn't go to a 7.
They sell that shit at the. They used to sell it at Toys R Us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
they still do.
Yeah.
But the majority of my life, I grew up living next to a cemetery. Where I grew up in like my teenage years was living next to a cemetery, and I remember I saw Michael Jackson's funeral when he died. He was because he was buried in Forest Lawn. He wanted to be buried next to Walt Disney.
Yeah.
And I saw that shit. I saw that shit, and it was like it just makes you. I don't know. Living next to a cemetery, it fucking sucks, but it just makes you appreciate life a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Did you? Why did it suck? Because of like the scene of deaths?
No, because usually poor neighborhoods are next to fucking next to cemeteries. But
did you ever see some shit?
No, I never seen some shit, but it was always really sad when you saw like families putting flowers next to. And it's just like, fuck, man, I gotta go to school. Like, you know what I mean? I have to see this shit.
You're having a great day.
You know what I mean? Like
stretching
it's like, bro, I wanted to ride my bike today, bro. And I have to fucking... I'm gonna go kiss my mom, dude. Like, I'm gonna kiss my mom on the cheek, tell her I appreciate it. Because this fucking shit right here, dude. Like,
it brings perspective, dog.
It really does.
Like when I go visit my dad, you know? Like, literally, you can see that or they're in the middle of having a funeral.
Yeah.
Or they just buried someone. You know what I mean? Every time I go, there's literally something. Like, it just gives you perspective.
Like I said, the first time I stepped into a cemetery was when I went to New Orleans. But when my homie passed away, Joaquin, he got buried at the Riverside National Cemetery. I go visit him every now and then. Like sometimes during Memorial Day, I go see him because he was in the army. And sometimes it sucks, bro, because you could tell which tombstones or people haven't seen in a long time, just because they're not taken care of. I mean, the VA takes care of the shit, pero like you're right. There's the ones that have the flowers, the little flags.
Dude, and people be going crazy. Like every holiday, like we go, they have the 4th of July. They set them up. Dia de los Muertos, Valentine's. The other day when I went, they were having like a tailgate full. Like literally, they had a barbecue grill right there. They had a banda. I'm like, damn, these people are throwing a party.
You've been to the.
They throw away everything after like a week, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it doesn't say they're
No. But you can tell because it's not even clean.
Yeah.
Like
The grass is growing over it.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like it looks old.
Have you been to the VA in Westwood?
In West LA?
Yeah, West LA.
I used to work there.
Really?
Yeah.
At the hospital?
At the hospital. Yeah.
Dude, I was there a couple years ago. One of my best friends is a veteran, and he has to go to that hospital, which is...
It's a piece of shit hospital.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. No disrespect to America,
No,
but...
I've always said, look, as a veteran, the care that we get is ridiculous. Like, I used to work there, so I used to hire people. We get all the new doctors or the new nurses. No, and it's not their fault, okay? So the people that work there, I love you all. But I feel like as a veteran, this is my point of view as a veteran, we get all the new doctors that are just starting to get the experience.
Yeah.
Or we get all the on the way out doctors. So a lot of our care...
Subpar.
Yeah, it's just... And it's not because the doctors suck. It's just they don't have the experience.
Yeah.
And like, it takes a long ass time to fucking get anything done.
Yeah.
It took me, I had problems with my hearing, and it took me 7 fucking years for them to even say, yeah, you got hearing loss. Like, they did so many fucking tests, and sometimes when you need an appointment, oh, we don't got an appointment until 6 months from now. I'm like, dude, shit hurts right now.
Yeah. No, one of my best friends had to get an operation there, but they required someone to be there for him because he couldn't drive afterwards. So I dropped him off. I was there, and I took him home. But it was just like, it was unlike any hospital I've ever been in. I'm just like, man, this is crazy,
It's a
dude.
trippy.
And then you go outside and you see the fucking cemeteries right next to the
National
fucking
Cemetery,
hotel. I mean, the hospital and the cemetery are right there next to each other.
Right across from each other.
And you're just like, what the fuck? Why would they do that, dude? Like, that's so, like, whose idea was this? And then it's in Westwood, so like Beverly Hills is just down the street.
Yeah,
Like,
Brentwood is right behind it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
It's so trippy.
It's a nice ass area.
Yeah.
But
that where he was working, it's like hidden. It's like behind the
you
freeway.
have to go around and
You gotta go all these like twists and turns to get there.
did that shit on purpose too.
Without a doubt.
I can't remember. There is because we used to tell the history to the employees. There's a reason why they got that, because I think it was leased or given that area.
Yeah.
The cemetery is there. They're not gonna move that shit. But
You can't.
the hospital side,
Yeah.
like it's there because I can't remember why. Like something.
Gift bought to the city. or
Yeah, something shit like that. So,
Convenience to the freaking cemetery, dog.
yeah.
Dude,
For real.
I've been inside a grave once.
Oh,
Fucking
shit.
yeah, dude. Well, my sophomore year of high school, my science teacher took us to a cemetery to teach us about how you could tell how old the earth is due to the crust and they took us to the cemetery because like they already have holes dug already. And he was like, yeah, let's go inside and inspect the and I remember being inside this grave and being like, is this for real? Like, does he have credentials? Like, who is this guy? Who gave him the authority to send kids to these fucking cemeteries? And it was just like the craziest fucking thing. And but yeah, it was like we're like literally we have our little notebooks and it's doing the math and the science behind the dirt, and then we see someone have a funeral and we're just like, what are we doing here, bro? What the fuck is this? Like,
It's very interactive.
dude, yeah, it was a real, that was science for real,
He
bro.
starts like, all right, we're gonna start shoveling dirt. This is
You want to hear something crazy?
well,
My mom used to tell me. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this you guys.
probably isn't if it comes from our parents.
Yeah, probably more likely. You know how sometimes you fall asleep
With your arms
with
crossed?
your arms crossed.
Like this.
Or she was saying not to do that because you could die.
No.
Or
The dicho is that
yeah, there you go. So
you have
you've been told.
you have a pesadilla that you can't get up because it's like if you're dead and vienen los muertos, se te suben.
Oh, sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Fuck that. So I would every time I go to sleep, fucking just my hands to the side.
I used to get that shit a lot. My hands weren't like this though, but I used to get a lot of sleep paralysis.
Really? What did you see?
Like everything. Like if we're gonna start going fucking but like no, like I would like be able to hear people talking. Like if I was awake, but I just couldn't open my eyes and shit. Or move my body.
That's
like
just you being drunk, fool.
nah, fool, this is like in the middle of the day.
That's
Fool,
just
that's completely
Patron.
different.
That's just tequila,
Yeah,
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
Not for real, it's a trip. Like I would be able to hear people,
Yeah.
like my parents talking. Like I'd be able to fucking see myself. Like what the fuck? Like
Do you sleepwalk?
no, I never.
Do you sleepwalk?
Dog,
No.
imagine this was sleepwalking 6'5".
My mom said that. My mom and dad said that one time when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I fell asleep on the couch and I got up and I went to go piss all over the kitchen, and I don't remember doing that. And my parents were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, and I was like murmuring.
Yeah.
And then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and my parents were pissed, cleaning the kitchen. And I'm like, "What happened?" And they were like, "You just pissed all over." And I was like, "What?" That's the only time I guess that's sleepwalking. I don't know.
That is sleepwalking.
Yeah,
bro.
that's
That
like
is sleepwalking.
It's the same thing. I pissed.
Oh boy, yeah,
I pissed when I was asleep too, but
Well, how old
like
were
in
you?
your bed and shit.
You
But
were
you
like
wouldn't-
35?
but you wouldn't
No,
get
I
up.
was 20.
But you wouldn't get up and shit.
I was like 25.
Okay.
But I was drunk. I was fucked up. So I went to a party at the homie. They used to throw parties and shit in Temecula, and I fucking was faded, dog. I went to sleep, and then I guess I got up to go to the bathroom supposedly, but I opened the closet door, and I just fucking chinga right there. And the homie's like, "What the fuck you doing?" I was like, "Damn, get out of the bathroom, fool, fuck."
You closed the closet door.
Yeah. I took a piss in the closet, fool.
Was it full of shit or what?
Oh, this shit.
I don't fucking remember.
I'd be pissed, dog, because in my closet downstairs, I have my fucking. You're not sleeping over anymore. Fool.
Yeah.
I don't get drunk like that
I got
anymore.
my shoes in there.
I don't get drunk like that no more. But yeah, I was fucking.
We did some stupid shit when we were drunk, huh?
Yeah. I think, yeah. Well, you've seen me do stupid shit.
All the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. You ready to jump into the no manches?
Let's go.
All right, you got it? Want to start off?
I'll start it off. You know what the no manches is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, guys. Yes, we all know I'm a big guy. But why the fuck do people think it's okay to call me, hey, big dog? or hey, Big Mike. People always fucking do that. People that don't know me. Hey, what's up, Big Dog? Bitch, just call me dog or some shit. Don't call me big dog, fool. Fuck that.
But technically, I mean,
No.
You
Shit
don't,
hurts.
you don't see it
That
as a
shit
term of
hurts.
endearment?
I don't know. I kind of find it disrespectful sometimes.
Whoa.
but do you find it disrespectful when you call someone random, being like, "Hey, dog," you know what I mean? Like you just met them.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Well, you mean, but if you say dog,
Well, I don't call anybody dog. I don't say, hey, what's up, dog?
So, dog.
Like, I don't think I've ever done it. I say, what's up, bro? Hey, bro.
or big homie.
Or big homie. Big Mike, big homie, big dog. I fucking hate that shit.
Really?
People do that shit all the time. And I'm like, dude.
So they call you like Little Mike,
No, I don't call me little nothing. Don't call me big nothing.
just Mike
Mike. The fuck?
and dog.
Oh, you don't call a dog food. You don't say dog.
I don't know.
Okay, so there you go. So if you wouldn't call me dog, right? If you wouldn't say, hey, dog, unless you're a gang member or something, right? Why the fuck are you gonna call me big dog?
Maybe they think that your personality's big, your energy's big.
Yeah, fool. You see,
My putazo's gonna be big. Nah, but anyways, so fuck you guys, right? Not you guys, like the people that fucking call me big dogs.
I get that shit too, though. Hey,
They call
big,
you what?
hey, big dog.
Who the fuck calls you big dog?
Parqueros used to call me big dog.
Oh,
I get other people calling.
but hey, he's Cholo style, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't take offense. Well, I mean, no, I don't find it offensive.
I don't know.
Dude, I get it all the time. All the time.
Well, I mean-
yeah. Big dog, big guy, big fella, all that.
Hey, that shit don't piss you off?
It doesn't piss me off because I've always, growing up, I was always bigger than everyone, right? I didn't have, you know how, some people were small and then they had the growth spurt? I was always big, and then I had a growth spurt and I got even bigger.
Yeah.
And, but it doesn't really piss me off because I'm used to it. I've got it ever since I was as long as I can remember, since I was 4 years old, 5 years old, people would say, hey, big boy, big fella, big boy's different. Big boy's fucked up. But big fella, big dog, big homie, all that shit. But that's why I think I really do, I feel enamored when people call me buddy. Or like, what's up, buddy? And I'm just like, because I never got that. So even now when older guys call me buddy, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like putty in their hands. I'm like, dude, oh my God. Yeah, go ahead. You know what I mean? I get all sweet and shit. And buddy and all that stuff. But yeah, I big fella, I get it all the time. I'm numb to it, man.
You know what my dad used to get? My dad was 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
So he used to get Tiny. That's what his family called him. That was his nickname.
Yeah.
Hey, Tiny.
I was just gonna ask you that.
I don't think you know what? I never got a chance to ask him that.
What if you like the tiny?
Yeah, his family just called him that forever. Like Tiny.
I don't like that.
Hey, Tiny.
What are they? Do you have a nickname? Do they call you anything? Your family?
No, just call me Mel.
Mel?
They
Okay.
call me Mel. Melly Mel, all that stuff. They don't call me.
That's what I call my daughter.
What?
Melly Mel.
Yeah? What's her name?
Melanie.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I always say Melis.
Melis.
Melis, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Interesting. Melly Mel.
Melly Mel.
You getting our rapper Melly Mel?
Yeah, I got called Melly
You give
Mel.
me a rapper name and shit?
Or Melanchola. Like, hey, Melanchola, come here. Yeah. Huh?
That's going to be my no matches.
What?
It was actually that.
What?
Who comes up with these nicknames so originally, you know? Like, for example, my name is Francisco, right?
Uh-huh.
So, by default, I'm supposed to be Pancho or Panchito because I was small or whatever, right? My uncle was already Pancho.
Uh-huh.
He had a son named Francisco. So, he was Paco. I ended up with the Kiko thing. So, it's like, who the fuck comes up with all these fucking nicknames for the names?
Well, Kiko makes sense,
For example, here's a different one.
Pollo?
How is Jesus Chuy? It has no
What the
relation
fuck?
whatsoever.
Yeah.
I've never heard of any of these. How do any of those names correlate?
Yeah.
I don't, right?
Well, Kiko, Francisco, Cisco,
Yeah,
Kiko.
well, yeah, but then Jose Luis Pepes. You know what I mean?
I don't know, that
How do
shit.
they correlate? They never
Or
correlate.
like Richard Dick.
Dick, yeah.
Yeah. Don't laugh at that, so.
Can you say it in Spanish, though? If his name is Richard? Hey, Pito. Pito, ven, Pito. Verga. I said ñonga once, and everybody was like, what the fuck is ñonga? People don't know what ñonga is.
What the fuck is ñonga?
I thought it was...
Ñonga.
ñonga is a dick. That's what it is. Another word for dick.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Ñonga. Who told me? Somebody told me. I think it was either Central American that they say it, ñonga, or pinga.
Binga. I heard
Pinga.
binga.
Pinga, is that Salvadorian or?
I don't know. Or maybe.
I think it's Salvadorian or Guatemalan.
Even that. Have you guys seen what's been going on in El Salvador?
Oh, about the gangs?
Yeah, the gangs.
No, what's up?
You haven't heard about it?
No, I know that 18th Street in
there's
Mara.
this young hotshot fucking
Politician.
politician that's like in his like 30s that like uses Snapchat and Bitcoin. Like he's the reason why Salvador was the first country to accept Bitcoin as a currency, and he's just like he's just any little thing that you get picked up on the street by the cops, boom, 20 years in prison. Boom, 20 years in prison. You have a tattoo, 20 years in prison.
So his intent, what he told the people, I don't know if you know, but like El Salvador was going through like a high crime rate, especially with murders.
Yeah, because all the Maras in the 18th Street were being sent back.
Exactly. Yeah. So what happened was that he came in and he started saying like, nah, like anybody that's gang related, it's somatic or anything like that, 20 years, boom. So there's this whole controversy right now because some people say that they're innocent of crimes.
Yeah.
Just because they fit the mold of being bald, having a tattoo, or whatever it is, they're getting thrown in jail for fucking all these years.
Yeah, but the crime rate has gone down significantly.
So let me ask you a question. How is the infrastructure gonna support that? Like, are they building jails? Do they already have the jails? Like, to just question. Say, hey, fuck you, you're going to jail. Fuck you, you're going to jail. At one point, they're gonna be overpopulated.
Yeah. Well, that's what the world is asking him now, and also he's getting accusations of, they don't have like the money that they say they do, and they're falsifying documents, and they're accusing this young hotshot guy like of kind of capping, lying. You know what I mean? And it's just a big mess right now, dude.
But even then, like a lot of countries, their prisons infrastructure is not well suited, dude. Have you guys ever seen that show on Netflix, World's Toughest Prisons?
Yeah.
I seen that shit. The prisons, some of them, they don't even have guards, fool.
That's what
they
I'm
just
saying.
lock them up and they run themselves like they have to survive.
Well, no shit. So you're basically just giving them, you're putting them together and they're being ran by themselves. Well, what's the point of fucking that?
This one, like, the video that went viral recently is like they have like hundreds of prisoners and they all shave their heads and they're all shirtless and wearing white boxers. And they all have their hands behind their back with their head down, and they're all running into place, and they're all like little soldiers.
They have to run with their heads down. They can't look at anybody.
Yeah, they can't look at the guards and anything. And
I think that's kind of standard anywhere. I think sometimes in prisons they don't let you look down.
Well, I know, but I think what they're trying to do is they're taking away their individualism.
Yeah.
Like by making them all the same.
Shaving their heads. I don't think that's gonna last though. I don't think that's gonna last. You know why? Because if you're the prisoners, at one point you're gonna say, "Fuck this." And obviously that's when the revolution started shit normally. Do you really think El Salvador, the politicians can't control that? It's already a war, like it's been a war-ridden country for a long time. I mean, they had a war in the 80s, right?
A civil war. Yeah.
A civil war. And then the gangs, that's a big problem. Come on, fool, people don't like to be pushed.
But remember,
and especially in a country like that where it is very easy. Like here, there's no way we could do an uprising because it will take a lot, and they'll shut you down quick. But in the countries like even in parts of Mexico or parts of Central America, donde violence could solve or. But you know what I'm saying?
It's a double-edged sword because then you're also thinking about a country that's not, like, has the infrastructure or the education system to provide these things. So it's a double-edged sword. You could just put some fake propaganda out there. And what happens?
That's what people are accusing him of doing, is just like faking the funk.
Oh.
And this dude is very unique, man. He's got a Twitter profile. He tweets every day. And his Twitter, I don't know if he's changed it, but his Twitter bio is coolest dictator. World's coolest dictator, or something like that.
He has dictator in it? That's what I was going to say. It sounds like a dictatorship.
Yeah, he wants to be a dictator. He's like the world's coolest dictator or something like that. Like, he's like really... Like, and you look at him, he's a young guy. He's got a full head of hair and beard, and he's just like, he's hip and stuff. And sometimes
people following him?
People are falling head over heels over this guy. Yeah.
It's kind of like Tate. What's his name? Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
I can't believe all the followers he had.
Hopeful he has.
Well, that's why Trump gained such a large following, because he was like, no more crime. And because crime is caused by immigrants. So therefore, no more immigrants. And that's what people are like. Even people who aren't racist, they're like, you're right, I'm tired of fucking crime. I'm going to follow this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most Salvadorians are tired of fucking crime. So they see this guy doing this. It's just like, yeah, finally, someone's fucking doing this shit.
Yeah.
not knowing that it might or might not be just a ruse. Just so this gentleman can get power over the country. It's just that's how Hitler got into power. He fucking he was the Germany's savior. He was like, I'm gonna fucking bring this country back to the glory that once was.
Yeah.
He never mentioned nothing about Jews. He never mentioned nothing about world domination. That's why all the Germans followed him, because it's like, this guy's going to lead us to the promised land.
And when he got to power, they just looked
exactly. And when he got into power and started doing all that fuck shit, it was already too late.
Yeah,
everyone was so, this is our guy. Follow.
We're invested already. Might as well fucking just let it be.
So I definitely see that. Yeah, it's definitely something that's going on right now in El Salvador. But
you think U.S. will step in?
They step into everything. Yeah, so probably yes. I'm almost positive they already have stepped in.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. What is the political gain for them? Like, for example, El Salvador, I don't know what resources they may have.
Well, you got to remember, that guy's starting a dictatorship, right? Dictatorships, America has always been anti-dictatorships.
But you give too much credit to our government, dog. They've been anti-dictatorships where it's not convenient for them.
Okay, again.
We're fucking over here for the politics.
Again, why wouldn't you see that as why wouldn't America be invested in wanting to see what the fuck goes on in El Salvador?
It's like, for example, Iraq, right? They wanted to overthrow terrorism, this and that, but there was also what? Oil, natural resources. Okay. Why do you think some politicians right now are trying to get to Mexico?
What hasn't happened in America that I believe will happen sometime in our future? Maybe, well, we're still going to be there. We're still kind of young.
What, a revolution?
We have not been invaded. Ever. Countries want to invade us, fool. I'll tell you right now. Russia wants to fucking invade. China wants to invade.
North
Korea wants to invade. I don't think North Korea is that badass no more. No. I think they have weapons. Like they have fucking chingaderas they can send.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're as big. I think that if they do it, they're going to do it with the help of other countries.
Yeah.
They're allies.
Not by themselves. They ain't shit. I'm telling you right now. They ain't shit. But...
I know. Kim Jong-un
was out there.
It's like, oh, Pyongyang.
I love it, yeah.
They have assassins, dog.
I know, fuck.
My
name is Cisco.
He just announced, what did he say? He was like, I have 800,000 men ready to attack America, whatever.
That's the population of the country.
But how are you going to attack America? That's the thing. There's only two ways to invade America. Canada, which is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Too cold.
And
Mexico.
And the oceans, which is not going to happen either.
Yeah, the oceans are going to happen. Oceans not going to happen. Canada's not going to happen. But Mexico? And how do you start? By planting dictatorships in El Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua. All this shit where you control and start moving upwards.
See, I don't see that.
I don't know. It's just, like, fucking, you heard it here first.
Yeah, dude.
He's over here predicting.
Bro, I loved it. We went from... I don't want to be called Pancho to the science of dictatorship. That's beautiful, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
No, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Like this whole thing right now with politicians trying to
invade Mexico.
No, because they want to call like cartels terrorism, because that would give them free range, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Mexico's gonna, if they do it right, they're gonna blow up because they have a lot of lithium, right? This is conspiracy theory time.
Yeah.
So part of the whole thing for them to try to get in there is mess with the cartels, but also for the lithium, because lithium is the future. Electric cars, cell phones.
You said something the other day that intrigued me. I don't think you mentioned it in the podcast. It's not just the lithium; it's also big pharma.
Yeah,
big pharma, right?
Well, the fentanyl, because China's they have a lot of fentanyl labs in Mexico.
Exactly.
And big pharma will.
And who is it affecting? Big pharma.
Politicians' monies.
You know,
I have Johnson & Johnson stock too, dog. So, you know what I'm saying?
But hey, the truth, big pharma is a cartel, fool. Yeah, it's a cartel, and unfortunately, they want stake in all kinds of other shit. If Mexico, that shit with the drug dealers that got killed because they were drug dealers, they try to make it about innocent people and chingada. No. Those vatos went on there to pick up fucking chingadera. They got caught up. Paid the price like any fucking drug dealer is gonna do if you mess with the wrong people, and you got fucked up. But that's their entry, like politicians, especially MAGA fools. Hey, let's go into Mexico.
All of the corporate politicians, though. You can bet both sides. They're corporate. If they're corporate, that's it. So they.
No
got something to
manches.
say.
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck? That was a long no manches, no?
Yeah,
bro.
for Pancho,
That's
dog.
You guys haven't even done. You haven't even
I
done
did
it.
my Pancho dig.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why no manches dictatorships in motherfucking Central America, dude.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. It is really, really, really. We're living in a crazy time right now.
Hey,
Especially
if
with
you
the
don't see
internet
me here
and
tomorrow, dog, you guys know who got me.
North Korea.
North Korea. North Korea.
Kim Jong. ¿Cómo se llama ese güey?
Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un. Yeah. Fuck that. Huh? He doesn't have an asshole.
Shit. Yeah, he tells his people he doesn't shit.
Yeah. You know they glorify him as a god, right?
Yeah, I know.
Or he wants to be portrayed as a guy. Yeah.
Well, I know that they have the statues of his dad and his grandpa.
Yeah.
And him. And they have to, I think every day they have to go and pray or do some shit.
Yeah.
Right? The day is mandatory. If you don't do it, it's disrespect.
Daily ritual. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, let's move on. Then we're going back into that. What's your no manches, Melvin?
Dude, no manches. I got this last night. Being a tall guy, I'm 6'5", I'm a pretty big guy. I always get shorter guys wanting to fight me. Everywhere I go, it's like just insecure short guys that want to prove something to themselves. And I got it last night. I rented out the studio to a fundraiser / party, right? And there was this one short guy waiting at the bathroom, and he sees me, and he's like, "How tall are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm 6'5". And he's just like, I could fuck you up, dog." And I'm just like, dude, I just got here. I don't even fucking know you, dude.
Yeah, you told him, or you were just thinking that?
Yeah, I told him. I was like, I don't even know you, like in a joking way. And sometimes, most of the time, you could diffuse the situation, and you use funny comedy and stuff like that. But when I'm feeling bad, when I'm angry and having a shitty day, I'm always like, fuck it, go ahead, try. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, they're just like, they take it. Oh, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna say that. But yeah, it's just I go to a bar, and it happens all the time. People just like, guys just want to like, I don't know, they want to prove something to themselves, and it's fucking annoying, dude. Because like, I've been around tall people, like with basketball, on like the ladies basketball team that I was on, I was like the second shortest player. But I never once thought to like be like, I could fuck you up, dude. Like, I don't know. I just thought like, what goes in your mind that makes you want to say that to a stranger, dog? And like, what if I wasn't me? What if I was a fucking dangerous motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, no wonder people get fucking killed all the time. Like, I be thinking about this shit all the time, and it's like, and it's just like, dog, like, it's the most annoying thing. And then my friends, when I'm with my friends and my loved ones, they see it all the time, and it bothers them. And I have to calm them down. I'm like, yo, chill. Like, this guy's just a fucking loser. Like, he's a stranger. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because they see how that get talked to. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's really fucking annoying sometimes.
So have you ever gotten in a fight because of it? For reals?
No, I used to get into fights all the time growing up. All the time. I used to love fighting. I used to just like be ready to go at any given moment. But then I think when I got into like my late teens, early 20s, that's when I was like, well, I can't be fighting no more, because if I get in trouble, that's actual jail time. You know, I'm not a 14, 15-year-old kid no more. Because I remember the day I turned 18, I was like, fuck, I can't fight. Like, I can't be as reckless as I once was. Yeah. Because this shit is like, it's like real life consequences, you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I used to get into a lot of fights. I think my last big fight was in fucking Boston. I think I was like 23, 24, and it was like a bar fight. And but yeah, it's just, fighting is never the end. It's a foolish thing to do. You should use your words, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think being tall is really great. It's just every now and then you get some annoying motherfuckers on you, dog. It really is annoying.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what I was taught that.
Yeah, I know.
How tall are you?
6'1".
Okay, yeah.
I can fuck you up, fool.
Yeah, 6'1", I can fuck you up.
I mean, I don't get it as much, but I've gotten that shit too.
Yeah.
Just people try to size you up and shit.
Especially when they're drinking and stuff, and it's just like, dude, I'm ordering McDonald's. Like, what the fuck are you talking to me like,
bro?
that?
I would never say that shit to you. I know you're gonna fuck me up,
dude. It's so fucking crazy, bro.
Like, when you walked in, I was like, how you wait? I wouldn't say what's up to him, but I got his knee. I was like, hey, fool, hold up.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's just some guys, like, it's like I don't know. They just want to prove something to themselves, and it's like and the fact that they want to use me to do it, it's like, it's very annoying.
Yeah, that's fucked up, guys.
Yeah,
don't fucking
stop bullying me, guys.
Stop going up to people thinking you're hard, or just, if you have something, talk about it, dog. Yeah. Come here, be vulnerable, and talk.
Imagine, fool. That's the new Cholo thing.
Hey, fool, why not?
Hey, what's up, fool? You want to talk about shit, though?
Bro, dude, it's so funny you guys talk about, like, 2 weeks ago, I told you the Cypress Hill group.
Yeah.
Not them, but their people had an event there yesterday. But they also had an event there a couple weeks ago, and my studio was full of fools, like bald, fucking tatted up on their face. Like you could tell they used to be hard as fuck 20 years ago. Now they're 40, 50, 60 years old. And it was just like the craziest. And I remember thinking like, okay, I have my work cut out for me today. But they were the nicest people. They were really, really, truly the nicest people. And I, without a doubt, they're in tune with their emotions. I think that is the new wave, especially with, I think the internet is education. You can answer any question you want in the palm of your hand in like a second. So I think people are more in tune. It is really is the wave. People are more in tune with their emotions nowadays.
Yeah.
Life is our greatest teacher, dog.
Snap at that shit.
And if you've been in La Pinta, they got a lot of time to think. So
That's true. Ready to move on to words of wisdom?
yeah, words of wisdom. This is all spotlight on you, bro. This is where you get to tell us and our viewers and your viewers what you live by.
Oh damn. Fuck bitches get money. No, seriously. Hey, fuck as much as you can, baby. No. I think to echo what we were talking about earlier is just learn to love yourself, and it's easier said than done. People always ask me what are the steps that you can take to love yourself, and it's pretty simple. It's do things that you enjoy, prioritize yourself, and have fun. Enjoy life, and through that, the love will come. Only be around people that really support you and make you better and fill you with life. That way you can fill them with life, because you can't love someone if you can't love yourself. Like, if you needed help financially, I can't help you. I can't give you money if I don't have money. It's the same exact thing. I can't help you love life. I can't love you if I don't even love myself. It's like watering a plant with an empty water cup. It's like you have to really prioritize your own happiness and your own joy in order to give it to other people, because that's the key to life, is to love other people as much as you can, love other things as much as you can, and create as much as you can. And I know you guys have kids, and I think that's beautiful. And I think the goal is to create content, create memories, create children, create legacy, create love. It's just go out and just love and create. That's the only thing I can tell you guys, because with that, things will come, money will come, friends will come, glory will come, but just love and create. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. Couldn't have said any better.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have a lot of similar feelings about what you just said, and that's exactly it. So appreciate that, man. Appreciate you sharing that.
Dude, thank you guys for having me. This is
we
awesome.
want to say thank you for coming, because I know, Sundays, we do this on Sundays, and usually Sundays, like we always say, is for people, family. And so thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chill with us. We talked a lot of different shit today. I mean,
honestly, it threw me off, man. This whole podcast threw me off a little bit.
Why?
We walk in with an expectation, and it's weird because we had talked about this before, but we were messing around beforehand, and things just took a turn to a serious note, and that's what's dope, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what I
never
found
know
dope.
how it's gonna go.
I think I throw a lot of people off. That people expect something from me, and then I'm something else. But I think that's awesome, dude. I really enjoyed this conversation.
I'm gonna say something that obviously we've already had all three members of the Isismo podcast, and it's cool because each one of you brought something different.
Exactly.
And it's like everybody was funny in their own way, and at the same time everybody was deep, like with their thoughts and what they said in their own way. So appreciate you and appreciate the rest of your crew.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll have you guys all three together.
Dude, that
That'll
would
be
be
crazy.
something else. Yeah, that'd be something else.
I don't know if I can.
I don't know if I'll feel like
We got an extra trade.
Joel's probably gonna fucking say something about animals.
I don't know that people can handle that though.
Yeah, dude, that'd be tough. That'd be so
But
dope.
man, thanks again for coming out. We appreciate it, and keep doing your thing, bro. And love where your head is at. Just keep going, bro.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Guys.
Where can people find you, bro?
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Childish Melvino, or you guys can follow me on TikTok at Melvin Diaz with 4 Z's. You guys can download X Lines on the App Store, and my studios have an Instagram, Studio M_DTLA, and if you guys want to use a studio, if you guys want to book the studio, because you guys watch this episode, I'll give you half off everything, dog.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Hey, there you go, guys.
Promo right there.
You can feel pornos in there too.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Just don't make a mess.
Yeah, just clean up after yourself, okay?
Yeah, just be ready when I knock on the door to get out.
And make sure you give them a copy of the movie.
Yeah. Send me the link.
For promo purposes, of course.
All right, guys. It's been fun. We'll see you guys until next time.